This is pork cube steak with gravy. A couple shortcuts in here to make this fast and easy for you. And you can eat this with a spoon. The meat is so tender. If you want to see how to make this delicious recipe, keep watching. Okay, here are the ingredients for cubed pork steak. I'm going to use that metal pan because it's disposable. And like I said, this is a quick, easy meal, but you could elevate it. I'm using pork gravy out of the jar. If you're good at making gravy, go right ahead. You can use the pan drippings. I have 4 cube steaks. They're pork. I wanted beef, but to be honest, they came in a pack of 12, and it's just my husband and I. I'm going to use about half of that onion, a little bit of flour to coat them to fry them, some vegetable oil, and I've got some green peppers. Believe it or not, the store was out of green pepper, so I have to use the ones I have out of the freezer that are chopped. I would have preferred them to be sliced. I'm going to season with black pepper and only Sazon. It has garlic powder, onion powder, salt, paprika, and some other spices in there. I'm going to cover this with foil. My oven is set at 350 degrees. This will go for about an hour and a half. You want this to be fork tender. And as I stated, these are pork and they're cube steaks. They're pretty tough, so they have to cook quite a long time. So I'm going to get everything set up. Let's get cooking. Okay, I'm going to start with the Sazon. I'm going to kind of heavily season these because I'm not going to really season the flour. And like I said, this has all the spices in there because normally I use my Trinity. Those of you who've been here before, welcome back. Those of you who haven't, I'm Jennifer. Channel Quick, Fast, Easy Meals. I'm going to put some black pepper on there. And like I said, I wanted beef, but this should be delicious. This cooks in about 2 hours. You could do the crock pot method. If you're into the crock pot, definitely this is perfect. Your girl just does not feel like getting it out and unboxing it and washing it and all that stuff. So I'm going to use the oven. That's why I'm using that throwaway pan. Seasoning these up really good. And as I said, my oven is at 350 degrees. And I do have 1 extra jar of gravy if needed. And just so you see that, that's Sazon seasoning and black pepper. I'm gonna slice this onion. Well, I changed my mind. I think I just want to slice it. So I'm just going to, instead of chop it, I'm just going to cut it this way. And this is half of that large onion. Now, normally I would serve this over rice. That would be, for me, the ideal way. But my husband wants a baked potato. And as I stated, I only bought that pork because it was 4 of them in the pack. And the beef came in a package of 12. So I didn't need that many. Just want to roughly cut these up. Hi guys, I forgot to hit the record button. So you see the flour there. I did dredge all the steaks in the flour and then I began frying. Okay, I'm going to take the first 2 out. I'm going to blot them on paper towel to soak up some of the excess oil. And then I'm going to start with the last 2. And let these get a nice sear on them. This is a very delicious meal. Like I said, it's not easy because you got to sear the meat, but it's kind of a dump and go because, like I said, the crock pot would be much better. You could throw them in the crock pot and walk away. So you might want to consider that method. But I think your family will love it. It's delicious. And when this is cooked properly, it should cut with a spoon. It should be super tender. So I'm going to let this continue cooking on this side. Okay, I'm going to turn these over. Now, if you don't want to use Sazon or don't have Sazon, don't worry about it. Just use onion powder, garlic powder, seasoning salt, and a little paprika, and you'll get the same flavor. This is super delicious. As I said, your family will love you for this recipe. Like that. I'm cleaning as I go. That's why you hear noise in the background. I apologize. Little OCD kicking in. Okay, I'm gonna take these out. Got a nice little crust on them. Get ready to put them in the oven. Okay, I'm gonna add some gravy to the bottom of the pan. And I do have 3 jars in case this runs short. It looks like it's going to. I'm gonna smooth, make sure you get that all mixed in. I'm gonna add my cubed pork steaks to this. More onions and bell peppers on top. More of the pork gravy. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this and add it back into the dish. Okay, I just put some water in one container and then mixed it in the other just to make sure this is totally covered. Okay, so I'm gonna cover this with aluminum foil and put this in the oven at 350 degrees for an hour and a half, and then I'll check it because like I said, this is a tough cut of meat. It has to cook a long time to get tender. Okay, everyone, there you have it. It cooked for an hour and a half. And it looks delicious. It tastes delicious. Definitely check your seasoning since I use jarred sauce. If you want to do a homemade gravy, you want to, add flour to the oil and then season that really well and add chicken broth or cream or however you do your homemade gravy. But, as I stated, my channel is about quick, fast, easy meals with shortcuts. And I used pork cutlets, so I use pork gravy. But beef is delicious. That was my first choice. But like I said, once again, it only came in a pack of 12 and it's just my husband and I. So I didn't want that many. Plus, I wasn't sure if he was going to like it. But I put parsley on top and I served this with baked potato. I think it would be great over some buttered noodles, or definitely with rice would be my favorite choice. But I want to thank you guys for watching. So let me tell you guys my joke. So a man comes across something that looks like a magic lamp. So he says, "What the heck?" Gives it a little rub and out pops a genie. The genie tells him, "All right, you get 2 wishes." To which the man replies, "Hang on, I thought it was 3. The genie responds, "Check your pants, mate. I've been doing this a long time." I thought that was pretty funny because, yeah, most men would, ask for larger genitalia more than likely. But anyway, hope to see you on the next one. I have a lot of appetizers on my channel if you're into those, which I love appetizers and hors d'oeuvres. That's why I do a lot of those. And I always try and keep it short, sweet, and simple, the recipes for the beginner. So love you guys. God bless. And I hope to see you on the next one.